When I started this channel, I never really meant for it to be a channel. Let's take a look.
I've run Geek Media Core podcast for about 2.5 years now with my friend Danny. And one thing we really never have enough time for on the podcast is what we are reading, because it's kind of hard to really talk about in a geek pop culture kind of website or podcast. So I decided it was going to be a good opportunity for me to branch out the YouTube channel here and try to talk about the things that I like to do on my spare time, and pretty much with all my spare time, and that is read.
Yep, that was me. This was back in February, so almost a year ago. I'd been podcasting for about a decade. I'd went through sports. I'd went through just geeky nerd stuff. Just about anything you could think of, really. And it never really clicked with. We had a decent following, but never anything to be like, hey, this is like my thing. It was just something I kind of did just to have fun. And it never really got a huge following or anything like that. So when I decided, you know what, I always try to talk about books on the podcast. But Danny obviously was not a big of a reader as I was. He was more comics and I was more novels. And so I would always be like, hey, I'm reading this book, but we never really had any talk about it. But it's like, I need to talk about these things because, like I said, no one I know in real life reads the same kind of books that I do. They all read like James Patterson or Danielle Steele or, nonfiction stuff. That's not really my brand. So I decided I was just going to start this channel really as a way just to kind of get my thoughts out. It never really meant for it to actually become, a Booktube channel or anything like that. It was just something for fun, just like everything else I had done on the side like that. But I started with Wheel of Time, and it was really just kind of meant as a way to remember everything because it was a very long series, and I thought I want to be able to go back to these videos and reference something if I need to. So they really kind of just started out as like video diaries, but I got such a positive reception to my why I decided to read the Wheel of Time video that I just went ahead and said, you know what, I'll just make videos out of them, whatever. I never expected the overwhelming reaction that they got. So I was like, hey, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to talk about the First Law, too, because that's a series that I want to reread this year because, there was a new book coming out. And just went ahead and did a video of that, too, and it did well. So I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to do this. And, hey, I'm getting some subscribers. This is neat. And I made a goal of, hey, let's try to get to 500 by the end of the year. That would be something, right? The channel was at like 60 when I started, just based off the podcast. And it got there rather quickly. And so I moved the goalpost, said, well, hell, let's just shoot for, 750. Got there really quickly. Hell, how about 1,000? And then I finally, long story short, I said till 1,500, and I passed that a while back. And the channel looks like it's actually trending right now to hit 2,000 by New Year's. So that's incredible to me. So again, this is just a video to say thank you and just a little bit of self-reflection about how this channel came to be and why I enjoy doing it so much. We've kind of peeled back on the podcast a little bit because we started to feel like we were repeating a lot of the same stuff every week, and we would just make it like a monthly or bi-monthly thing, just depending what was going on. But I've kind of gotten so into doing this now, I've kind of almost disappeared from doing the podcast. Obviously, I still like to do more of that, but it's fun. It's fun stuff. It's fun to talk about movies and TV and stuff. That's why I do the weekly updates every week, because it's still fun to talk about things besides just the books. But obviously, books, it pretty much dominates my recreational time. I've always said that I feel like you can have 3 hobbies, but you can only be really on 2 of them at a time. And obviously, my hobbies at this age are books, TV, and video games. Right? I got young kids. It's the thing is when you got young kids, they're too young to stay home by themselves, but they're old enough that they just kind of want to do their own thing, and they don't really need to be like in your lap all the time. So I always said that I could do 2 out of 3 of those. I could either be playing video games and watching a lot of TV, or reading a lot and playing a lot of video games, but I can never do all 3. For me, what I've said is I feel like the value of movies and TV, not the value rather, but like the content has just kind of slid downhill a little bit for me. Yeah, I feel like it's the golden age of television. There's so much of it, but there's still a lot of trash out there. And I feel like everything right now has become so heightened politically that I want to just read a book, stick my head in the sand, and not hear any of it. So that's why I just kind of trended towards, you know what? I'll still play some games sometimes, but I'm going to spend most of my time reading. And that's just kind of where this came from. That's how this evolved to what it is now. And I have such a good time talking with you guys about it that it's been easy to keep going because I love being able to read a book that no one I know in real life is going to read, like A Wheel of Time, like a First Law, like a Red Rising, and then be able to talk to people about it. That's, to me, the whole point of this channel. Like, I hear people all the time, wow, your like response rate is great. I respond to every single comment that I see. Sometimes some get lost in a filter somehow. I don't have any filters set on the channel. YouTube just feels like they just need to grab some sometimes. And I might not notice. So if I ever don't respond to you, know that it's by accident. Positive or negative, I respond to every single comment. And I said, I know that there are thousands of booktubers out there. And many of them are much better than I am. I'm fine with that. I kind of wanted to do my own thing. And I said, how I'm going to differentiate myself is I want to make the channel all about discussion and all about talking with you guys. So I love, that you make a video and people actually watch it. That's a nice feeling because, me doing the podcast and I make the video for it and like 6 people will watch it. It was really demotivating, and you get like no interaction. With this, I feel like I get lots of discussion. And to me, that's what it's all about. Views are nice, but discussion's way, way better. So a lot of time I get a lot of people asking me if I should use like this app or this something like this that can get you more subscribers. I don't care about that. I would like to build this organically and not have a bunch of bots and a bunch of fake accounts that subscribe to that inflate my subscriber count. I don't care about that. To me, this is not a job. This is not anything I'm doing for income. This is just something I want to do for entertainment. If I started doing it for like income, it would become a job and then it wouldn't be fun anymore. So I just want to kind of talk to you guys about these kinds of things. So I'm fine with having a lower subscriber count, a lower view count, as long as I'm getting discussion from you guys. That's what I'm here for, is to talk to y'all. So please drop in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about. It doesn't matter if it's about a book. You just want to say, what's up, man? Just say what's up. I'm a father of 2 young boys. I read a lot. I don't go out very much, I've reached that point in my life where I've just become kind of a recluse and just I'd rather just stay home and read at 8 o'clock on a Friday night when everybody's out having a good time. So that's just where I am. That's how I am, and I love talking to you guys. So please continue to do so. Again, this is just kind of like a year in reflection kind of thing. Looking forward to many more great things in 2020. I want to keep trying out new ideas. Tried out new ideas on the channel. Some have worked out, some haven't. I mean, like I think about when I did a video back there by the thing and the storm rolled in and the screen was so dark you could barely see anything. I can't believe I actually posted that video, but I didn't want to make it again. So I mean, some things don't work out well and some things do. Like you watch my early videos and I'm like, I had an intro that was like 2 minutes long. I know that was too much. But I listened to feedback. And I felt like that I got these things corrected. So anytime you guys think, hey, I don't really care how you're doing that, please let me know. I'm not so thin-skinned I can't take criticism. I'm always wanting to get better. That's why I got a better camera. You look at those early videos and the camera is like, it's like 2 frames a second or something like that. So I'm always looking to get better and improve the channel and talk about the things that you guys want to talk about. That's why I drop in the community tab. If you haven't before, look in the community tab where I actually ask you guys quite frequently, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to do? Anything like that. Feel free, please. I'm not immune to criticism, guys. I'm always trying to get better, and I can't do that without you guys' feedback. So what you like, what you don't like, please let me know, guys. And I appreciate you, and I look forward to talking to you more in 2020. Thank you so much, and have a safe and happy New Year.